Back again, yeah.
Back again, back at you.
I think I think we're gonna address them dirty boys.
The nasty ones. All right, we talking nasty work today. We talking that nasty work today.
What's nasty work, man?
Okay, I think it's time that somebody addresses this, and it's been long overdue. I know some people want to say it because I know we can't be the only ones that it bothers. Actually, there was somebody who commented a while back, and remember they said something like, I can't stand when guys don't wear gloves, don't do this, don't do that. Like it really got him.
He was heated.
Yes, like it really, like he was like the disrespect, because it makes everybody else in the game, like it gives a nasty perception, like a dirty, like every industry has their
the run-of-the-mill type cats.
Yeah, or just kind of like they got some messed up words for them. They call it, they'll call some of the cats, bottom feeders, or the guys that do the nasty work, or even what's another one that they say, like the real low level detailer type cats. And I'm not saying this is all of them. I'm just saying every industry has the guys that do the dirty work, that just do. And we're not talking about the level of work. We're not talking about disaster details in nasty. We're talking about the operation is nasty. Like when you go to a certain mechanic and the place is just tore up with
shit everywhere.
Cars, like just cars that have been there for years. And you're like, is somebody waiting on this thing here? Like, what are you doing? Stuff like that. Or you even go to a bodega. Say you're in a big city, you go to a corner store and you just see dust all over all the canned goods, and it's like, okay, what kind of operations being ran here? What type of individual is running this?
It's very easy to tell.
Yeah,
when you look at it through that lens.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the easiest ways. Well, here's the thing: it's not easy. It's simple. This is one of the simplest ways that you can bring your business to a completely different level, just by cleaning up. And if you guys don't know, when we talk about this nasty work, we're talking about the cats out there that
when you open the door and 4 or 5 different things come falling out.
Yeah, we've seen some rigs where, because people are always excited to show us their rigs or their shops, and we're gonna have a series where we're gonna do shop tours and we're gonna do rig assessments and just kind of
clean shit up.
Yeah, clean some shit up. You know what I'm saying? So you guys will get a better idea if you guys are not familiar about the stuff we're talking about. But we're talking about those rigs where it's just like, man, you know nothing has been cleaned, updated, maintained, probably since the beginning. Like they just keep piling and piling shit in their shops or in their mobile rigs. And we're talking across the board industries all over.
Wondering why things aren't running smoothly.
Yeah.
Today was a rough day. Well, you started out with a rough day.
Like Matt said from Obsessed Garage, shout out to Matt. He says, if you have those certain type of lights and he starts to break down what type of individual.
I know what type of man you are.
Yeah. And in a sense, he's not lying. He's saying, okay, well, based off of my experience, a lot of the things that I'm seeing here are probably going to directly correlate to the things over here. Kind of like you can tell if somebody takes care of themselves.
Once you turn it into a numbers game.
Yeah.
That's what it turns into.
That's what you fall into, get in where you fit in. So we're talking about just the nasty work. We've all seen the cats out there, with the dirty uniforms, with the
No, not dirty uniforms.
It's just not even dirty. Just dirty. Yeah, or not. They don't. A lot of them don't even have uniforms. So you're out there just looking dirty, grimy, and I don't care what your budget is or where your starting point was. There's certain things that you need to standardize as a business if you want to get to a certain place. You're out there complaining, oh, the clients don't want to pay this, the clients don't want to pay that, but you're out there looking like a hoodlum, like it's straight up hoodlum. You got some dirty jeans on, you got some Jordans that were like the nasty Jordans, not even the nice ones.
Jumpmans? They were
like
wearing the Jumpmans.
Like one of those weird Jumpman hybrid things. Whatever.
Work,
the shoes.
The work shoes.
But they're dirty,
Play shoes. That's what they're saying.
They're dirty.
Place you wouldn't walk with my new Jordans.
You know,
I'm not working in my new Jordans.
Yeah, and then you got the dirty appearance. They probably showed up late. They got shit everywhere. They're unorganized. They probably got somebody helping them who's even dirtier than them and doesn't know what he's doing. So when we talk about the operation, we're talking about it as a whole, because if you're doing work nasty in one aspect of your business, more than likely it's touching all of your areas of business, right?
That's the way you need to look at it.
Yeah, because that's the way clients kind of
that's how you
educated
should.
client, the clients that you want are going to be paying attention to that shit.
You know what that is?
What's that?
Culture.
Yes.
That's the beginnings of culture. You walk around dirty, you're going to have a dirty culture.
Yeah. And when people don't set standards, or they don't have, and we're not fans of SOPs, because SOPs, in our opinion, after you've operated for so long, and yes, SOPs have their place. We're not saying they're wrong, but SOPs are pretty much in place for people that are incompetent, that need reference, and if you're doing your job should entail, the SOP should be integrated in with your daily routine and your task. If you're training properly and you have the proper culture. People look at SOPs kind of like a checklist, and I think that's the wrong way. But in most cases, this is why SOPs are put into place for individuals like this that need to be notified, that need to be reminded, hey, this is something that we need to do every day. For us, I like being fly. I like feeling good. I like being confident the way that I look, the way that I feel, the way that the amount of energy I have, how I conduct myself, how clean we look, how uniform we look. All of that stuff to us is important. And that's important in our normal life. So obviously, going into the business, I wanted to integrate my style over to the uniform and the look that we had, so we're not only comfortable, we're functional, and we look good. So the clients aren't like, well, what, you guys are coming over here looking all nasty. Do we put a lot of money into that? And it doesn't take investment. Yes, it does. For you
is when we wear our jersey shorts or athletic attire when we're detailing, what do you say to the people, like, how are you supposed to be professional? You're wearing jersey shorts. Because that small-minded, that question gets asked.
It's the same way you could rock Cortez without looking hood. And some people just can't do it.
I can't do it.
Some people just can't do it.
Things away from me.
But if you have style and you're able to pull it off where it looks nice, then do it by all means. If you're trying to, if you got it in you. There's a few videos where I'm rocking the Cortez and and I'm wearing it with the jumpsuit and it looks nice. It doesn't look like I'm not wearing Dickies with it, and I'm not I don't have some I'm not wearing those plaid shorts all the way past my knees with them.
Nasty work.
In that case, you see, that's a different work. Yeah, that's a different type of look. Ugh. But there's ways to do it, and if you can't pull it off, just go another route. You can never go wrong with just the normal uniform, the normal polo shirt and the khaki pants, or the polo shirt and the navy blue pants or whatever. Like, you really can't go wrong with that. Like, and that's why people put uniforms into place at jobs, because they don't want you coming in looking sloppy. And that's the truth. It's not because you have to wear a uniform. It's a solution to uniform people and to make them look clean and to standardize
It
the
alleviates
way
a lot
that
of
you're
problems.
presented.
Just like when schools have uniforms in their school, that alleviates a lot of problems for them.
Yeah, dress code, attire. Maybe even some people just can't afford certain things. It kind of puts everybody on an even playing field. So what I'm saying is, if you have standardized uniforms, and I'm not saying you got to be super fly or whatever, just any type of uniform, just figure it out. It could be black sweatpants in white shirts. It doesn't even have to be branded or anything, but just be uniform. But here's a standard that should be set. Why would you want to start yourself underneath that standard? Because now it's making you harder to achieve and to progress. Does that make sense?
Right.
So if you have certain things standardized in your business, such as appearance in operation, you're already starting you're giving yourself a fucking chance, is what I'm saying. When you don't do that stuff, you're making it so much harder for certain type of clientele to even trust you or for them to consider you. So you're actually putting yourself at fault and decreasing your chances of converting new clients based off of the standards you haven't created and you don't even realize are a problem for your business.
Who do you think is gonna, other than YouTube, who do you think there's people around to tell folks this?
Style consultants. Like, those are the only people that do it. Like when you have a job interview or when you go into a certain industry, like there's image consultants.
Right. I know that. But I'm saying the people around their camp, like you're going to start a business. You're starting a business. Oh, great! You should do. All the things that
your boys should be telling you.
There you go.
Like your boys should be telling you. The people around you should be telling you. Like, hey man, you trying to charge how much? And you. This ain't it.
Shout out to all the dudes because we get questions like this all the time about, well, how do I get more clients? How do I go to the next level? Like, if you're not doing these things, that's what you should start doing from the.
Yeah, you can start that now.
That's like have that as important as having a business card. Have your tire straight and not looking dirty.
Yeah, and there's guys that do it in different ways. Some guys look fresh in the little polo and the kind of like the Nike golf type of stuff. Maybe they work on boats or they're in a nice area.
That one event we went to in Fresno, we were all talking, and there was a youngster there. He was everything all brand new out, haircut and like.
Oh yeah.
And I told my man,
DGO, shout out to DGO Fresno. Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I don't know that dude, but I tell you,
you could tell he's already
that dude is the business owner or something.
Yeah.
And
he's holding it down.
Yeah, sure enough.
And we follow him and we watch him and we like the shit that he does because he's doing it right. He has integrity. He was able to kick knowledge to us. Like there was things that he was like, you know what? I didn't think it was a big deal. But when I realized that these small things I could do to change my business, and it took an epiphany for him. He went through a big life-changing moment where he
reinvented himself.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happened. He said, I woke up one day and I said, I got to change everything about myself. Like, this is an opportunity with my business to change who I am. So whether you're coming from like whether you're coming from a blue collar background, a white collar background, whatever it is, you can change that however you want within the image of your business and the perception of your business. Because there's guys that go from the professional world, like for us, and then they come into, the industry, and they're kind of like, okay, they set their own standards or standards that they've already had in their lifestyle, and they incorporate it, and they usually stand out. And then you have the other guys that kind of come from the streets or come from a little bit of a background where maybe they didn't have a lot of structure, or maybe they're just an individual who just doesn't get along with authority. So they want to kind of do their own thing. But when you do that also, you're stepping into a new realm. Like you're a business owner now. You're not just another guy that has a little you can be if you want to close yourself in, but it's an opportunity to just change everything. Say, you know what? Some of these cats have criminal backgrounds in our industry. Same thing in, you know, automotive restoration, tattoo artists. Like, there's a lot of industries where people were maybe outsiders in a sense, and there's an opportunity to do things on their own. But the most successful ones, I notice, do it and they keep sharpening things up. They're constantly sharpening things up. We were watching a video in the house earlier, and that shit was nasty. Like, we looked at it, I said, man, like, the camera was all crooked, the lighting was all fucked up, our audio sounded terrible. But just like our appearance, we're leveling up and we're trying to progress every day with everything that we do in all aspects of the business. So you can imagine over time, those things compound, but those take effort. And it's the same thing with with your look, because does it take a little bit more time out of the day? Yes. Does it require you to make a little bit more of an investment? Probably the biggest portion of expenses annually for details is our merchandise. It's a lot. We spend a lot on it, but to me, it's important. It's always been important in the business. One of the reasons people recognize us, but we've worked really hard to do that. And clients, when they see us, it's almost like they already know you're legit. If you can get to that point, at that point, everything is in your favor from that point on, because they're already sold and bought into whatever it is that you're going to do. Because they said, these guys are put together this well. They're able to communicate with me that good about what they're going to do and why. Their studio is super clean. They obviously take care of themselves. All of those things right there, we're no longer standard. Now you're here. So everything that you do, how you present yourself, how you operate, your cleanliness, all of those things, your organization, all of those give you advantages. And I think those advantages people don't look at like that. That's not something important to them.
It gets dismissed very easy.
Yes.
And it's just one of those things with repetition. Like, you gotta, for all the new guys out there that are looking, or even the old heads out there that are looking to level up. That if you're not doing those things, that's one thing you can do right now. And it's a chain effect.
Yeah.
Once you do those things, other things are going to fall into place.
Yeah. It's a very, very small thing that anybody can do to really level up just the appearance. And when you start working more organized, you feel better, you look better, you're walking a little bit different. You're carrying yourself a little bit different. Invest in that extra haircut a month. You might get one haircut a month. You might have to go to 2 haircuts a month. You might have to do and start setting goals to accommodate the changes in your lifestyle that you're going to be making. That, we take care of our feet. We go to the gym. We take care of our skin. We take our vitamins and all of our supplements and our herbs. We get acupuncture. We get stretch therapy. We get massages. Those are all things that
folks counting on us.
you guys just don't understand. You don't understand the advantage of it. And those guys, like, you want to talk about relaxation, luxury, like taking care of yourself. That's nice right there. That's what you work for. Like, I don't want to. I'm trying to get these feet. I'm getting my feet taken care of today.
I like to be babied, man.
And I'm gonna be relaxed too. I'm probably gonna fall asleep. You talk about some rest, some relaxation. Like, that's what I'm talking about. So when you guys start taking care of yourself, obviously you're gonna start taking care of other things around you a little bit better, including your business. So let's touch on some more nasty work stuff.
I seen a video. Yeah, I seen a video. Guys were detailing, they were doing their thing, but everything around was on the floor. It's like they emptied out their van.
Oh yeah.
And everything was on the floor, and they also had a sign that says, "Hey, come book with us," with their stuff being all around the floor.
Just looking like a nasty yard sale.
Yeah, exactly. Everything was out. Like you could tell that they just finished the inside or something, because everything was out. The extractor was out, vacuum was out, and like they were on the exterior. So it's kind of like, well, put away as you go, man. That stuff. First of all, it's a tripping hazard. It looks foul. You know what I mean? It just safety reasons. Mm-hmm. Number two is just it's an eyesore.
Yeah, it's nasty.
And then that's how stuff gets broken and lost. You get stuff out.
Yeah. Not just your property, but their property too.
Right.
If you got stuff out there that doesn't need to be out there, and say it falls over onto some of their property, say you fall over, trip over your own stuff, and break a statue or something. There's a lot of dumb shit that comes along with not being organized that people don't understand. Not just that, but just the potential conversion that you're losing and capture because you're working below standard. So that's something that when I came into detailing, I said, okay, I need to find solutions for this. And I think it's my very first video, I show my setup. And I had the CDO boxes. This was me coming from a film background. These were the CDO box was developed for the motion picture industry to carry your films, your cartridges, your lenses, all of your pretty much everything, all of your equipment, light meters, everything. So they had dividers, the clasp tops. But so I reached out and I ordered them, and I said I could probably integrate these into detailing. And then later on I started, the H2O started selling them. I know Detail Division, I want to say, even sold them for a short amount of time. But CDO was something that I had found and I had posted years ago on my channel because it was one of the first solutions. But it was clean, it was stackable, it looked good. All of these things were integrated into organization. Even the bottles I was using. There was really a lot of guys were using, and they still are using, the big 32 ounce. I always had the small ones with original labels on them. So it was easily read, and you could pick them up, or clients ask you about what you're using. Boom, it was a solution. When you're working by yourself, I'm trying to cut time and keep everything as organized as possible, because even as a team, you get stopped, it could delay things for quite some time. You got to be real organized when you're working by yourself. So even the tablecloth had the logo with the phone number, so I didn't even have to stop doing what I was doing if somebody wanted to come by. And so to me, those were all solutions, but also played factor into a secondary purpose, which was organization and cleanliness. So now, instead of my setup being a problem because it was sloppy, now it's neat, using it for storage. I got a table, got a tablecloth, advertising space. It's all of those things. And I also kept my generator and everything underneath the tablecloth until I used it, so it didn't look nasty around me. Everything looked clean. It looked like I was just working on a table. And people used to go by and say, man, they would just want the business there because they just saw how clean things were being ran. And perception is a very big thing, especially for the people, the type of clients that you're trying to target. All of that stuff matters more than the actual result, because they can see you doing that and know already you're going to get good results. I'm going to trust you with my shit. So what were we talking about? Just the hazard. Yeah. So the hazards are there. You're looking nasty. You got dirty uniforms or no uniforms. You're not organized. Maybe you're not looking the best. Your hair's not combed. If you got a beard, you're looking too scruffy. All of those things play a big part in how your business is going to progress and where it's going to go. Because if not, you're putting very big limitations on yourself. Just off of our experience and the type of clientele that you are not going to get because of that one factor of your business. You can be great at what you do, and we're not talking about that at all. We're not talking about the technical. You can be great at what you do, but if you don't even give yourself a chance then it doesn't really matter because you're not even in the ball game to score. So you could just forget your technical ability at a certain point.
So shout out to all those folks that aren't doing this thing. It's coming. Like I haven't had uniforms in 50. I've been doing this 20 years and I don't do none of that stuff. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Congrats to you. I'm talking about to the guys that are looking.
And I've noticed since I jumped in on the YouTube game, people started stepping their stuff up.
Good.
And I see it. I'm like, oh, good for you. Good for you. You looking fresh. Good for you. Because a lot of these guys weren't. They weren't out there representing their stuff well. And what you're doing is you're just representing yourself badly. There are certain people where you don't want them to represent your stuff if they're not like, yo, man, if you're gonna wear my stuff, you need to be cleaned up. Don't be wearing this stuff out, looking all sloppy. The image part is important. It goes hand in hand with kind of with a clientele need for a certain type of personality. It's definitely a necessity for a good amount of potential clients.
Well, when you're on the job, right, you're in sales mode. Mm-hmm. And how many salesperson you know that look nasty?
Yeah. It's a game changer to say the least when it comes to business. You don't want to look at the appearance of anywhere that you go. In and out people, they're in and out got their uniforms. They wear white and they look crisp and clean all the time.
All looking the same.
Yes, the culture is there. It's spot on. There's no negotiating it. We know when we're going to a job, we're in our work clothes right now. We gotta look presentable. We gotta be on point. We gotta be confident in what we're doing. So we talked about the rigs. So we talked about so now it's time to talk about some dirty shops. Because some guys got some dirty shops out there with filthy floors. The walls got splatter all over them. Haven't been no safety, safety hazards all over the place.
Just clutter. You just see clutter. Just
bad inventory. Stuff in boxes that they don't even know what's there. Storage, some extra parts. Some people just have an overload of too much stuff. Packed shelves, overly packed shelves with polish leaking off the side of some of them, leaks everywhere, just nasty work. There's guys that have really nice spaces and really nice shops, and you just go and say, yo, man, you need to clean up a little bit. Like the standards in here you got to figure something out. You should have things in place for
everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything should have its own designated spot.
Yeah.
It's simple warehousing, simple in any aspect.
Yeah. Any business that you're operating, you need to have designated areas for your stuff, whether that's chemicals, tools, whether that's chemicals, tools, towels, polishing pads, equipment. All of those things need to have designated areas. Otherwise, you're just a big mess. You want to talk about lack of efficiencies. Stuff like that will cause you to lose so much time, in return lose so much money. In what that directly affects is the bottom line of your business.
And a lot of the excuses when people talk about being busy, I'm too busy. Well, guess who's in charge of the schedule?
Yes.
That's one of those things.
They always say, I don't got time to do that.
That's one of those times where we talk about you're busy until you want to be.
Yeah.
Like you want to clean this shop, but you're too busy.
Well, guess what? It's raining the next 5 days. Go do something. And people don't realize. So if you are that busy, because I understand people are busy, but it does take skill to optimize your resources and adjust your scheduling to give you that time to do that cleanup. But you need it because in return, you will gain more time. So you'll be able to not only be able to keep it up, because you could be losing 5 hours a week just because you're inefficient.
They won't know.
And they would never know. And then you clean that up, you just got 5 hours extra a week. Now use one of those hours to stay on top of the organization in your shop. and do a deep cleaning or whatever. And now you have 4 additional hours.
Everyone out there trying to hire employees for the labor. Just you guys need to worry about hiring someone. Just be your assistant to clean this stuff up as you go.
Yeah.
If you know you're not a clean person, let me just bring someone on board to pick up behind me. That's a good route to take too.
Something. It's an easy way to give yourself a raise. We hardly talk about scaling in the sense we always talk about scaling money-wise because that's what you want. That's the goal. But most people, to be honest, don't have the management skills or the skill set period to lead a team. So when most people think scaling, they think, growing a bigger team, getting a bigger building, getting multiple vans, getting multiple shops, all of those things. But that usually hurts the business more because they don't have the operational organization or the proper leadership skills in order to scale it properly or to manage those resources. So that ends up hurting you even more. Like Sal said, get somebody to do that small shit, and now you're able to optimize more on the things that actually make you more money. So that's an easy solution for those of you who maybe don't have a management background, are thinking about getting your first hand, maybe a couple times a week or whatever. Instead of actually having them work on the actual cars, like have them doing operational stuff that you need them to do. Hey man, can you organize all these towels by cut? Maybe you just need somebody to fold your towels, wash your polishing pads, do the housekeeping. Period. That's it. But imagine the time that you would save just by doing that. Just have your little sister, hey, man, I'll give you $50. You just come in here once a week, 2 hours, I just need you to knock all this stuff out. I'll give you $50 cash. You tell any 15-year-old that, okay? So it could be something really, really small that I don't think people are realizing can make a big effect and impact on your business later on down the road. Because the sooner you put those standards into place.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen when you get bigger?
Yeah, you're going to be that. Yeah,
it's going to get worse.
If you do that sloppy, nasty work on a small scale, just because you scale up and you have more work, you think all of a sudden you're going to become. You think you're going to all of a sudden be, I'll get organized because what's always a perception? When I get more people, I'll have more time and then I can do it.
It don't work like that.
It does not work like that. And you're stupid if you think it does work like that, because it doesn't. You got stuff to do when you scale up when it comes to personnel. Stay organized, get organized, stay clean, keep a clean workspace, whether that's a shop, studio, home garage. I see some of you cats with your home garage on YouTube, and I can't even watch the channel because you got so much shit back there. It's like, man, clean that shit up, please. It's just
phone looking like they were eating chicken.
Yeah. got the oily legs. Got that nasty, man. Hit that with the little paint prep. Get you a clean Korean towel, lint-free joint. One of the HD finish ones. Clean your camera.
Or do this thing right here. Just do that one.
Yeah, we're talking about that shit, and the quality on our last video was terrible. I had this shit all out of focus. But I know I'm not perfect either. But these are things that set the standards now, guys, because that nasty work, those are the ones that are going out of business. All the guys are like, oh man, it's rough out there. Yeah, for the nasty work, dude. Because in the age-old saying is your client is a direct reflection of you and your business. So let's not even try to argue that. Let's hear in the comment. It's welcome. I want to hear somebody differ. So that is what happens when you're not organized, when you're looking sloppy. You're probably on the low end of the pay spectrum. So you're pretty much just asking for what you're getting.
This has nothing to do with being nasty, but I just got a question because I don't understand. I got a question it's not about this, but it's about the guys in their attire. Like for you guys out there working in jeans, it's like, why? Why make that part of your uniform? I get the durability and all that, but man, I'm coming through with some Ben Davis or something. Not with no
some
jeans.
workwear. Workwear is workwear for a reason.
I'm not coming with no jeans. Bending over, getting some tires on some jeans. No, thank you, man.
Yeah,
No,
they don't realize how much of an effect that is, even just wearing proper fitting clothes. If you're constantly trying to pull up your pants or tie your shoes or anything that's, hey dog, get out of here. What's he doing?
You licking my knee?
Oh. So anything that has anything that takes time out of anything that takes time away from you doing your job is a problem.
Tying your shoe is one. It's a major one. Tying your shoe. That's why cats be wearing the Crocs.
Yeah. But them Crocs will tear your feet up too, and that's nasty work too. I see a detailer out there, and they always look dirty and busted. It's like, clean them shits. Clean the Crocs. Like, well, you got them all nasty looking. Like, it's dirty. It looks dirty. No one wants to see your socks. Got the dirty ass socks out there, all wet, nasty. Change that. Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's look better. Let's be better,
take care of yourself.
We gotta roll, man.
Brush your teeth. We'll catch you guys on the next one.